Hi, my name is Tyler Karovic, and I'm doing my presentation over the wicked problem addiction. Wicked problems are real-life problems that occur all across the world, and they aren't easily solvable, as the term wicked illustrates. They would require multiple things to change to eventually change that problem. Some seem to be impossible to solve. In order to be classified in my eyes as a wicked problem, these problems must include some key things. The problem must have an unknown set of potential consequences. The amount of information that is needed to solve the problem must be unmeasurable, and the problem must be difficult to define and frame. Wicked problems impact everyone's daily lives by making their lives in most ways worse. They impact our economy, cost of living, and could potentially affect items and things that surround us day in and day out. I feel that if there was no more wicked problems in the world, that we would live a better and happier life as a whole. We should care because these problems that are occurring can and do affect each of us in some type of way as we travel through our everyday lives. They can affect how the economy is running, the condition in which our planet is in, and there are many other prime examples on why we should care. Mainly, if we want to live a better life, we need to be aware of these problems and how they could potentially mess with our everyday lives in negative ways. The wicked problem that I want to talk about is addiction, because I feel as if it's a really big problem and impacts a lot of people throughout our society. As a result of addiction, communities could be impacted heavily. The families of the addicts are heavily hurt by the addiction, and more importantly, it usually sends the addict down a very bad path, which can lead to death in someone else's family as a result of the addict's actions, or just a life that has been lived to show for nothing due to the abuse of drugs. The serious disease of addiction is happening in every state throughout the United States. Some worse than others, which means people that you see throughout the day could be going through addiction. I feel that it really matters because just one parent that has an addiction to some type of drug could be hurting younger generations to come. Also, it can make cities or towns really dangerous and a scary/unsettling place to be or live in. What has been done to combat this problem? In the United States, the things that have been done to combat the addiction crisis include cracking down on sellers and distributors of illegal drugs, employing TV, radio, and social media to educate families about addiction and the signs that occur, establishing medical guidelines for the treatment of chronic pain. The U.S. has made drug screening more of a guideline for when you're trying to get a new job, reducing the chances of people starting to use. The U.S. has increased the availability to drug treatment programs, and they have increased the education for doctors and families on what addiction treatment really is. Other information: almost 21 million Americans have at least one addiction. Drug overdose deaths have more than tripled since 1990. Alcohol and drug abuse has costed the U.S. economy over $600 billion every year. To help alleviate the problem of addiction, there is research-based programs to prevent drug addiction in the youth. People, companies, and other programs are advertising on billboards or TV channels that are commonly used by young people to help prevent the start of a new generation getting addicted to drugs. Doctors are more educated on addiction and not prescribing more than what's needed for medical care to try and prevent their patients from getting addicted to narcotics. Nonprofits are involved in trying to give back to the community. They charge them nothing. They work with substance abuse issues and focus on helping people stay informed about drugs and alcohol. They show how to stay off them and ensure the families and individuals living in certain communities can access the help and support that they need. One organization that is combating the crisis of addiction is Cedar Point Recovery. They're an organization that provides rehab and treatment programs, outpatient programs, and even an aftercare program to help ensure that after addicts get clean, they stay clean. The structure of this organization is a business. They have 23 employees. They are funded by fulfilling their customers' needs and getting paid by them. They are a business. They specialize in recovery for addicts. They supply gym memberships, housing, and post-addiction courses to make sure once an addict gets clean, they stay clean. The rest of us can make sure that we don't get involved in any drugs. We can help by being there for somebody that is an addict and helping them get the help that they need by donating money or our time. I think that the best way to help is by donating our time to an organization that's helping fight addiction. We should look for an organization that is real and not a scam to donate money to, and we should look for a local organization that is actually making progress against addiction to donate our time to. Overall, I feel that addiction can be a very serious problem, and we as a society need to do whatever it takes to help fight it. I think that this wouldn't take just a couple years to fix, but it would be a long process and a slow process to try and end it. Throughout this class, I've learned how to appreciate and be more grateful for the things that I've been blessed with. I've also realized how to look at problems more in depth and see the context behind them better. This class has changed the way I think by making me think about things that are going on in America that seem so bad to us. I'm not saying that they are good, but it really has made me look at what other people are going through and not think that what we're going through is so bad. I learned the most about not taking things that seem so normal for us for granted whenever other kids throughout the world would do anything to get what we have here in the U.S. Moving on, this class will make me think twice about saying some things, and it has made me realize that we really live in the best place in the entire world.